Hello. So it's day 3 of trying to do some live streaming while I'm actually mowing lawns. So we'll see how this one turns out. I've tweaked the settings a little bit to try to get some higher quality video this time around. So I think the previous days it's been like 720p, and today trying 1080p and seeing with the bandwidth and stuff. I've increased the bandwidth as well to see if it offers any higher quality. As you'll see here in a second, when we get out there, lawns are starting to dry out. So yeah, let's just dive into it and get it done. Just going to switch the camera around, go to the ultra wide, put it in my little holder there. Unfortunately, I did it again. I completely forgot to put the microphone on before starting the live stream. So there you go. Hopefully now you guys can hear me a little bit better. Not that you wouldn't have been able to hear me before, but it just makes it obviously a lot clearer. And then we're going to get out there. It's also a bit windier today, so I'm not sure how that's going to play into it. The biggest thing is bandwidth. Some of these neighborhoods, the cell signal just kind of drops out. So by increasing the bandwidth um, and increasing the resolution to 1080p now on the stream and trying out, I'm not sure if the cell signal will be able to be capable of that. Yesterday's I just left it on kind of like the auto, where I think it set itself at like 720p and much lower bandwidth. And it seemed to do pretty good yesterday when I watched it back, but thought I would increase it anyways. Using the crest stuff here, adjust the angle down a bit. You can see lawns are really starting to dry out now. With brown patches. Even the main part of the lawn there, you can still see the stripes from last week. So things are definitely slowing down, and this will be the last weekly cut for this lawn, and start doing them all every 2 weeks from now on. Be awesome if you guys could, if you're watching, maybe throw a question in the chat so I can see if that function works. I'm using a third-party app to do the live stream, so it'd be kind of cool to see if the chat shows up on the screen here. If you have any questions, or just say hi. I promise I won't pick on you. Any questions about battery equipment or anything like that that I'm using. Start here with all the trimming. Try to go and edge this. So this is a regular client property that I've been mowing for probably a good 6 years now. So I thought it'd be interesting to try some live streaming, seeing how that would turn out. Biggest challenge, I think, so far that I won't know with the live streams is, of course, I am, actually at work mowing lawns, so I don't want to mess around too much with the actual streaming, so I'm trying to keep it really simple. So that means I'm concentrating on the actual mowing and trimming, and not so much on the stream itself. So like I said, today I increased the resolution of the stream to 1080p, and also the bandwidth that the internet connection uses. But I won't know if that works or if it didn't work, if it drops out, if the internet signal can keep up. It's at 5G plus when I started, but there's lots of buildings, obviously lots of houses and obstacles and stuff, so signal can fluctuate. Here, you guys, I see some questions, so that's pretty cool. Let's see what that says. Lawn fellows, the trimmer head looks to be clockwise. Turn clockwise, I should say. Yeah, it does seem to be going in that opposite direction. Let's see here. It's turning counterclockwise. Is what it's turning there, which I heard that for straight shaft trimmers is the way they turn, and that curve shaft trimmers turn the other direction, clockwise, I guess it would be. Thanks for putting something in the chat there. Been waiting for like 3 days now to see if somebody would put something on the chat so I could see what it looks like. Sorry, I just had to tilt the camera down a little bit to see saw you entered another comment there. The angle that it's at, I'm trying to capture. Actually, probably lower it better, and you probably would see the trimming better, anyways. I'm always trying to be careful around these with the grass that grows up in there. This is all like a plastic fence, so I'm always pretty leery about going in too hard, and even then, I don't want to touch it too much and have the trimmer line go through it. Like you'll see some houses that have like the vinyl siding, and if you get too close with a trimmer, you're gonna rip right through it. Well, this fence is basically the exact same thing, just plastic vinyl material. When I go right, I would I always get grass in my mulch beds. I gotta go left. Yeah, it's one of the one of those things. I guess what you're used to. Obviously, you can get it to spin so it's not going in the mulch beds. That's awesome. So here's an interesting situation. This used to be a bed that had a border, a rock wall, gravel, and then I showed up one day and that was all removed and grass seed was planted in here. So I'm not sure what's going on because obviously with the angles and sprinkler heads and the big like berm here, fire hydrant, some other cover here. It's not an area that I can mow, so it's I'm not sure what they're expecting it to, like if it's expecting it to grow into a lawn or something. I have no idea, but um, yeah, just added a whole bunch of extra trimming that I never used to have to deal with. Yeah, things are so dry. Starting out, we did actually have a sprinkle of rain this morning, and it's supposed to be a good rain coming on Monday, but I don't think that'll be enough to have lawns recover. That's why it's not so bright today. It's still kind of overcast and cloudy, which is actually nice because it's cool. There's a nice breeze as well. Gonna head to backyard next. Looks equally as dry. Let me know what you guys think of kind of like these live stream while mowing. I think it's an interesting idea, kind of fun. The only problem is it would be something that you could actually like schedule. Um, just because you don't know the situations. Like I said, with bandwidth and cell signal in certain neighborhoods and stuff. So I was like, you know what, I could try. It would be kind of fun, is if I did like one lawn each day and pick that, and then I just put a live stream doing one lawn each day, and then that way it would take me a few weeks to get through even all the lawns on a say a Tuesday run or Wednesday or Thursday before eventually having gone through every lawn on my route. watch this. See how this curb looks. It's could probably use some edging here too. Sorry, I was just tilting the camera down, checking for any other comments or questions were in there. How's the audio? Can you guys hear me talking over the machines? Of course, part of the thing that would make this possible, live streaming while I'm actually mowing, is the fact that I'm using all battery equipment on the lawns, which actually makes me think now about what I just said previously about going through one lawn per live stream and going through my whole list. That wouldn't be possible because of the larger lawns requiring the big gas equipment, unless I just didn't talk during using the mowing, but they're larger lawns. That might be kind of boring. The street here, the weeds and stuff really should be sprayed or something. I don't do any spraying, so I just kind of hit it every couple weeks, knocking them down. It kind of gets on my nerves the way that it looks, but it's not something I bill for. Back to the truck. Oh, this lawn could use a mow. Look at how tall the grass is there. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys can hear my audio. Clearly. And if the video is smooth or if it's breaking up. Again, I've been experimenting with the resolution and bandwidth settings. The crest mower here, and still got 4 bars. I'm on the low power mode, bagging. This one I got to lower the height to a 2.5 inches is what I cut this one at. It's actually what I cut most of the lawns at. But the last house I did, that one, they water pretty heavily, but it's such a tiny lawn. that that one I mowed at 3 inches. So I just have to remember to put this back to 2.5 for this one, so that it looks tidy. 3 inches on this one. It doesn't grow full enough to make it look nice and tidy. Yeah, so just curious as well about, again, like I said, about the stream and the bandwidth. Yesterday's, I kind of left default settings where it just did the stream at 720p, and the bandwidth at I think it was like 2500 kilobits per second. So I watched that back, and it was actually pretty good. It wasn't too bad if you're looking at it on a mobile phone and stuff. I didn't watch it on a television, so that's why I thought the most you can do is 1080p, and most people suggest about 6,000 kilobits per second. But your internet connection has to be pretty darn good, which generally mine is really good, but it's just neighborhood dependent on whether there's enough interference or distractions and stuff. In this neighborhood, I'm getting 5G plus, so speed-wise, it should be more than enough. But again, it can drop out really quickly. Doing what we can. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and just put them in the comments there if you got questions about something I do in my lawn care business, or something about battery powered equipment, this Crest stuff. I'm mowing on the low power mode of the mower right now, which I find for most jobs, other than when you get into like wet long grass. It's the only time I really needed to bump up to the high power mode, where it basically just increases the blade tip speed, the RPM of the blades. This being kind of bed type thing here. Get these small little areas. Mode. Just checking the comments there, seeing if there's any questions. And just go on from there. Yeah, so any feedback would be great if you're watching. Looks like there's one person right now pointing my finger at you. Let me know if you can hear the audio, if it sounds good, or if the stream is working, or if it's breaking up, or anything like that would be helpful. So all these lawns here today, actually all week, I've been mowing, and sounds good. Metro Green says, awesome, thank you so much. Is the video breaking up at all? And is it giving you the option of 1080p as like a maximum resolution? I've tried maxing out the settings, but it's kind of dependent on cell signal, so I was curious about whether I could do that or not. Yesterday I did the stream using default settings, and it was like 720p and like a low bit rate. It actually looked pretty good, but I thought, let's try maxing it out today and for what people recommend, and see if that works out. Alright, and I kind of finish off this little corner here. Before heading toward the backyard, I usually knock that off next, and then finish off the lawn with like the large boulevard side over here. A glare on the screen right now, so I can't see. It's been fine. Let's see it. Somebody, Metro Green. Video is pretty clear. Live stream is going great. Awesome. Thank you so much. I've tried 3 days in a row now message streaming. People are shocked about comments. Even the first day, just asking like, you don't even have to say anything. Just like type gibberish, just so I can see what the comments look like, because I didn't even know what it would like look like on the screen and stuff. So that's awesome. So the settings are good. So that means I've got some good signal. Like I said, it said 5G plus in this neighborhood. I'm also using, which is kind of interesting, I'm using the IsoTunes Link 2.0 headphones, the like over the head style ones. Let's see if I can flip the camera. The angle is not going to be the most flattering. Let me get to the end of this little run here, because the camera is like right by my face. Let's see here. If I switch camera to the front, so there you go. So I got the Link 2.0s, and it's got the, I don't know if you can see that, the little boom mic option on it. Switch that back to the other side. So it's got the little boom mic option on the side. So it's connected to my iPhone. And so I'm using the boom mic as the audio for this live stream. But what's interesting about that is if you've ever been curious about IsoTunes headphones and the boom mic and what it would sound like on a phone call, well, here you go. This is what it sounds like. If you're on a phone call with a customer, you're mowing, using equipment, at least electric equipment, sort of the noise cancellation properties with the IsoTunes. They've got passive, I forget what it's called. Is it like passive noise isolation for like for your own like hearing protection? All it's using is like the muffs and the foam and the stuff to kind of isolate those outside noises from making you deaf. But when you're on a call, it uses active noise cancellation for the person who's listening to you on a phone call, right? It's trying to block out electronically some of the noise, kind of lowering some of that noise so that your audio, your voice comes in clearly to the person who you're talking to. So just kind of a neat little kind of bonus for anybody who watches this video back. If you've been interested in IsoTunes headphones, these Link 2.0s are a great choice because of that optional boom mic that you can get for it, and basically puts that microphone right in front of your mouth, which is pretty cool. At least it sounded, to me, it sounded pretty good yesterday when I was watching yesterday's live stream back. Of course, because like I said, my number one priority, of course, is mowing lawns. So the live stream part of it is kind of secondary. Just thought it would be fun to try this out. Ironically, this whole thing started this week. Let's check the comments again. How do you like the electric mower versus your commercial gas mower? Other than the size of the gas mower that I was using, if you guys remember, I had been using the Exmart Commercial 30 the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years, and that was a game changer in the business because of just the size, right? Using a 21-inch mower for, I don't know, at that point it would have been like 15 years or so previous. It literally, the commercial 30 saved me 2 hours a day mowing the exact same route. Then switching to battery stuff because of partnerships with both Exmark and Cress, testing out their 21s. They've got 21-inch mowers. They don't have anything bigger. So, and I'm committed to kind of testing this stuff out for you guys. I'm not one of those quote-unquote influencers, and I hate that term, but those influencers that, use something for a week or something, and it's like, this is the best thing since sliced bread, and you can tell they haven't used it at all. There was one I was watching, a very popular person talking about a specific electric machine. I think it was a hedge trimmer, or no, it was a string trimmer, and you could tell they were clearly anti-electric, yet this company, I guess, wanted them to show off their tools, so they were doing it for, I guess, a paycheck and saying, oh, we've been using this for like 2 weeks now, and you like look at it and it's like brand new. Like it didn't even have any grass or anything on it. It's like
dude, you just took that out of the box. Like, you've not been using that for 2 weeks. So, I'm not one of those guys. You can tell by this mower now. Look at how filthy it is if I stop here. All the grass buildup and stuff. This week actually marks 1 year that I've been using this mower exclusively, putting it through its paces. It has held up fantastically. Um, it's got different blade options, high lift blades, mulch blades, that sort of stuff. So that's the only thing I've had to do is just kind of, put different blades on for different times of year. So the blades that come with it, I would classify as high efficiency blades. They're blades that are designed to cut, actually would be perfect right now, this time of year, where grass growth is pretty slow, and you just, you want to cut it, but it's nothing heavy. They'll bag and stuff, just not very effectively if it's long. They don't have any lift to them, but you get maximum run time with those types of blades. And the run time is like, with the blades that came with this mower, high efficiency blades, like I said, and using the big 11 amp hour suitcase battery, if you guys can see that in there, I was getting a good like 10 to 12 lawns mowed on one battery, which was absolutely incredible. When kind of hell month starts, that I describe as hell month, which is when it's like constantly raining here in the Pacific Northwest. I'm always having to mow in the rain. Lawns are growing like crazy, in this early spring, that sort of stuff. Or in the fall with like leaves and stuff. I had to switch to the Crest high lift blades. Those, or that one, I keep referring it to as like multiple, but obviously it's only one blade, being a 21. That worked great for being able to bag really good in those tougher conditions, but it drops the battery. How many like lawns you can do from like that 10 to 12 down to like 7 of the same houses, which is still pretty darn awesome. Just not as awesome as the 10 or 12 with the high efficiency. And then, and that's always running on, I don't know if you guys can see the screen here, so there's the battery, and then there's the two different power levels. I've got it on low, so one light. You can hear the RPM change, that's high. So if I do all the mowing on low, it's more than enough. It's only in those really tall grass and it's wet at the same time, like in the rain, that I have to go to the high. And when I do that, then it drops the battery. With the high lift blades, it drops it down to 4 houses that I can mow. Now the nice thing is how fast those batteries can charge. That huge 11 amp hour battery can charge in just 24 minutes using a regular like plug in the wall charger, which is pretty crazy considering a lot of other batteries from other brands that are much smaller will take upwards of 90 minutes. If you're using that Crest Cyber Tank system that they have, that's that big huge truck mounted system. Kind of looks like those toolboxes you would get for like the back of your pickup truck, something like that. It's basically a big storage battery that you charge overnight, and then you're able to pop those batteries in during the day, and you've got like, I don't know, 20 or 30 recharges or something like that you can do mobily on the go in the truck. Because that system is already a battery, you're doing DC to DC fast charging. So it'll charge this huge 11 amp hour, I think it's 1150 watt hour battery in 8 minutes. 8 minutes from 0 to 100%. That is absolutely crazy. You could, considering how long these batteries last, you know, at a minimum, doing like 4 houses if you've got like the really tough conditions in the rain, tall grass all the time, that sort of thing. You're still going to be, considering, you're trimming and blowing and all that other stuff that takes time too to do. You're still going to be charging, 8 minutes. You're not mowing a lawn in 8 minutes and requiring a battery to be redone. So it's just absolutely crazy. You could go or run like an entire lawn care business with just 2 of those batteries, and then the cyber tank. The cyber tank, though, the big downside though is the cost, of course, very expensive, multi thousands of dollars, but definitely an investment. Hopefully, as time goes on, that stuff will come down in price. But overall, I have been loving this mower. The biggest thing to get used to over a gas commercial mower is the self-propel. Super easy, obviously, to get used to being able to just turn it on and not have to pull cords and warm it up and all that sort of stuff. But just being able to side again, being able to just sorry, I lost my train of thought. Being able to just turn it on and mow without pulling cords and all that sort of stuff. That was a spot here I saw that I had missed. Maybe, maybe not. I thought I saw something. Take a quick stop, check if there's any comments. No other comments at the moment. Yeah, the biggest thing is the self-propel, because it's a kind of like a geared self-propel. So the switch here for the self-propel, you've got your blade engagement up here, and then your self-propel is here. It's basically just an on-off switch. It doesn't matter if you squeeze it lightly or squeeze it a lot. It just goes at whatever speed you have this lever set at. So that's the only thing that is a little bit different versus like the X Marks and the Hondas and things like that I've used in the past, where if you squeeze it lightly, you can it's kind of like a throttle in a car, where you can kind of control the speed of how fast the self-propel is going. Dump here. Oh, actually, it's in the front already. Looking for the green waste bin. I forgot it's already out front. Somebody put it out here already for garbage day, which is tomorrow in this neighborhood. These get picked up every week by the city, so I never have to worry about taking any grass clippings with me, which is really nice. But yeah, all done here. Just gotta grab the handheld blower and blow off, but this will be the last weekly cut for this one, and be back to mowing every 2 weeks now, kind of the summer schedule. There's a nice old car. Nice classic. It's like an old Ford or Mercury or something. Sounds nice. It's definitely not electric. Uh, the nice benefit, though, of the self-propel being basically its own electric motor, though, for battery equipment, is that I can use the self-propel without the blades spinning. So, like here, I can press the lever. You can hear it going. Where, like on the X-Mark mower I have, it's because that mower is basically the exact same mower as the gas version of the Commercial 21. It's using the exact same transmission, which is great because you know it's a heavy-duty transmission. But because electric mowers, you only have the blades engaged when you're mowing, that means the motor is not working when you're not mowing, and thus the belt that runs the transmission is not spinning. So you don't get the benefit of using the self-propel without the blade spinning on the X-Mark mower. Um, the benefit of the X-Mark one would be that sort of just smoothness of the self-propel, because the bail is basically your speed control. The more you squeeze it, the faster you go, so you can really kind of get it to be exactly what you want for speed. So I'm using the Crest handheld blower here. This is the prosumer hand blower. It's 850 CFM. Oh, you can see there, 850 CFM. I'm using the commercial batteries in it though, just because these were the batteries I was using in the trimmer previously, but then they released those nano batteries, which are the exact same 240 watt hour capacity, just in like exactly like half the footprint and half the size. So I started putting those ones in the string trimmer and then using these ones for the blower, which consumes more power anyways. And makes it really nice because I've got that Cyber Light charger as well, that mobile charger, the smaller, not Cyber Tank, so it doesn't give you the same like 8-minute recharge times that like the bigger battery, or like even this one says here, 8-minute Cyber system. So it doesn't give you that, but it'll still charge this battery in 14 minutes from 0 to 100% in the truck, which is really pretty awesome. But I don't have it right now because I don't need it at the moment. It was I was using it during cow month, that heavy growth of spring, and I'll use it again in the fall. But I've been finding right now, as things are drying up, that I'm only going through one battery in the blower, one battery in the trimmer, and one battery in the mower. Sometimes I have to pop a second battery in, but just the growth is really slowed down, so you're mowing a lot faster. As you saw here, not stopping. I'm able to mow like the entire lawn without having to empty the bag until the very end, which is going to increase your power as well, because you're not having to, I would assume, every time you hit the start button on the blades, it's probably like a light bulb. They say it's when you turn on a light switch, it uses most of the energy, and then having the light on doesn't use as much. It doesn't have that initial surge. Electric motors are pretty much the same, I believe, just from experience with like RVs and air conditioners and things like that. It's the initial surge you need to get an RV. Like I remember looking for generators once for an RV, and although an RV air conditioner will run on a smaller generator, it typically needs a larger one to be able to get the air conditioner to even kick over because of the amount of energy required. Yeah, so there we go. This one is wrapped up and done. So this will be 2 weeks now until I come back to do a mowing here. Bit of glare on the screen right now. I can't see if there's any new questions. I'll check in a minute. This is one where I'm going to suggest that they get all these driveway cracks and stuff sprayed. So much stuff starting to pop up now. Do you guys include that in your mowing and trimming and all that stuff on a weekly basis? Do you go and hit all the cracks and stuff? Or do you upcharge them for spraying? And then the walk back here. Ooh. Got one person left watching. Ooh, I'll put this back here. With all this stuff, I don't even strap it down in here. I've got a like a 2x3, so the mower gets kind of wedged in there and doesn't move around. The trimmer just kind of fits beside it, so it might bounce around a little bit, but I've never had any issue whether it's gas or battery ones. And then the blower just kind of sits there loosely. When I've got a backpack blower, the handle kind of goes up in between there, and it kind of holds a little bit better. But yeah, I've been running it like this, just kind of loosely, door closed, and I'm sure stuff is bouncing all around in there, over bumps and stuff, but for the most part, I've not had any issues. Unlock. I always fold my mirrors in, just in case. Ooh. Let's get inside the truck. Oh, it's getting warm in here now. Let me pull the phone off the holder there and see about switching the camera around. Just bear with me. And there we go. So yeah, Mean Green says, I like the trailer setup. Thanks. Yeah, that unit's custom. I'm gonna just roll some windows down so I can get some air happening. Because it is cooked. Remember here, not to make the same mistake that I made, although I just might have made that same mistake right now. And that's the mistake of turning the truck on because then it's switching Bluetooth. So I don't know now if you guys can hear me still through the microphone on the IsoTunes. But yeah, you can see the IsoTunes headphones here with that boom mic. It just plugs in. It's optional. But you can see the audio quality is typically a lot better. So this is what it would sound like. It's just connected Bluetooth to my phone. So this is what it would sound like if you're on a call with a customer and you saw through the live stream there, mowing lawns and stuff, at least using electric equipment, that you can pretty much have a full-on conversation. It's funny because my brother-in-law, I gifted him a set of IsoTunes, some of the Defenders. I had a spare set of those. So he was expecting an important phone call, and he didn't have any Bluetooth headphones. He had just like regular, I think the 3M ones with like the built-in radio. So he was expecting an important phone call, and he was worried that he was going to miss it, not being able to hear. Excuse me. Got something in my throat while mowing. So, anyways, I gave him a set of. Sorry. Oh man. The joys of live streaming. Grab a sip of water. So I gave him a set. I'm like tearing up here. Just something like right in my throat, dust or something. So I gave him a set of the IsoTunes Air Defenders, and he was able to, hear his phone call the next day and go through that. So it's funny because now he's always calling me while he's working, and I'll be working mowing lawns and stuff. So we're both mowing lawns and having like a full conversation with each other with the IsoTunes because of the mics and stuff. So it's kind of funny now that he's like so addicted to, because he's always on the phone. So it's for him it works out really well having the IsoTunes. So yeah, Metro Green. I like the trailer setup. Yeah, it's a custom trailer I got when I started my business. It was part of that franchise system, and actually, kind of do something funny here. Excuse me. I can actually kind of show you something funny because I'm going to switch the camera around again and go to the back. So yeah, this is a custom trailer. I've had it for 19 years. It was part of that franchise system that I started my lawn care business in. And I just had it, when I left the franchise, I had it like sandblasted right down to bare metal and then redone and deckled. That was like 14 years ago that I did that. But one of the actual franchisers, one of the other guys in that franchise, he lives down the road there. And you can see his trailer there. So that's the exact same trailer. Let me see if I can get right there. So you can see that's the exact same trailer as the one I have. Just in like the old franchiser colors and stuff. So yeah, that's what this trailer used to look like. It used to be in that green with those logos and decals and stuff when I was owned a franchise in that company, and then I left, and the trailer was mine. I owned it, so I got to keep the trailer and redid it. But the only difference with my trailer versus those other ones there, like that one I showed you, is that mine has the custom rear doors, the ramp doors. They didn't come like that. They came with just like barn doors that just open up sideways. But I wanted to be able to, the trailer is really just meant for putting debris in it, but I wanted to be able to load a mower, like a larger mower, in the back as well, because the side compartment only fits the 21-inch mowers. So I thought, I think I had the trailer for about a month or so, and I got a grinder and just cut the barn doors off. And then I made the rear ramp doors that are on it right now. I don't know if you can see those, but they're like ramp doors that have removable hinges. So I designed them myself, and the hinges pop off. And it's got hinges on the bottom and the top. So, and there's two doors, so you can put the hinge pins on the sides, and the doors will open like barn doors. So if you want to put a wheelbarrow up to it and load gravel and that sort of stuff, or you can put the hinge pins on the bottom, and then the doors fold like a ramp, and then you can drive mowers and stuff into it. So I made that modification
to the mower. Can you guys still hear me after that kind of whoopsie I did to accidentally turning my truck on and having the Bluetooth on the truck kind of take over and then switching back? I'm not sure if the audio is still being heard or not, but at any rate, yeah, I think that about covers it. Got this lawn done. If you're just joining now, make sure check out the live stream once it goes full. I'm not sure exactly how it works here on YouTube. I'm using a third-party app to do the live streaming on. Um, but appreciate you guys who have taken a moment to jump on, and for those who were part of the chat and asking questions and stuff, that's pretty cool. Like I said, I'm gonna try to plan to do this once a day or so on the mowing days that I'm doing. Ironically, just coming up with this idea this week to try. And I'm heading into like every 2 week mowing right now anyway, so there's not going to be any um, mowing for next week to do. So kind of a bummer there. I'll be wanting to try it again. But at any rate, yeah, I'll see if I can do like one mowing, we'll pick one lawn each time I do it, just to kind of keep it simple. Obviously, it's taking a lot more time. I would have been in and out of this lawn so much faster, but we're going for like an hour here, and I'm still on the same lawn, just kind of talking through and kind of pointing things out. But at any rate, I think I'm going to wrap it up here because I got to head to the next ones and get them done. And try to make it through my list. But if you missed this particular live stream and you want to check out the whole thing from beginning to end, I'll leave it up here on YouTube where you guys can check it out and see the whole process of me picking, doing one of my client lawns here and kind of walking through the steps and answering questions and stuff as I go. So that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you guys in the next one.